Well, good morning, Catalina Foothills Church. Pastor John Stone here with our morning devotion, and we're in Psalm 11. And Psalm 11 says, "In the Lord I take refuge. How then can you say to me, flee like a bird to your mountain? For look, the wicked bend their bows. They set their arrows against the strings. They shoot from the shadows at the upright in heart. When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord is on his heavenly throne. He observes everyone on earth. His eyes examine them. The Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked, those who love violence, he hates with a passion. On the wicked he will rain fiery coals and burning sulfur, a scorching heat. A scorching wind will be their lot, for the Lord is righteous. He loves justice. The upright will see his face." So I think it's worth us noting, and as a church and as the people of God today, that the early Psalms, especially about 4 through 11, and it's going to continue, deal with a group of people who feel very persecuted, who feel very much like outsiders to their culture, and who are just sad about what they see around them. And I think there can be a part of the American story for all of us, whether we're much older in our 90s or middle age in our 50s and 60s or younger in our 30s and 20s, where part of that American story is that life is supposed to be easy and beautiful and free and good and there's opportunity. And yet the psalmist and David who wrote these psalms felt for a good portion of his life that he was being persecuted and being surrounded. And in this case, those who surround him and his advisors are giving him the advice to flee, to run, and to hide in the mountains. He says, "In the Lord I take refuge. How then can you say to me, flee like a bird to your mountain? For look, the wicked bend their bows. They set their arrows against the strings to shoot from the shadows of the upright in heart. When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do?" Now, that's not what David is saying. That's what his advisors are saying. They're saying, "Flee, David, because the wicked are bending their bows and they're coming after the righteous." And David's answer is, "No, I will not be afraid, because I take refuge in the Lord. I will not be afraid because I take refuge in the Lord." And David in this moment moves from being told over and over again to be fearful by his advisor, by his close friends, and probably in some real way, having unrighteous people, having enemies come around him, having enemies fear him. He says, no, I'm going to take refuge in the Lord. Why? I can't see him, I can't feel him, I can't taste him, I can't touch him. Because the Lord, in fact, is in his holy temple. The Lord is on his heavenly throne. And I can trust in who he is because he examines everyone. He sees the wicked, he sees those who love violence. And this is important. He hates those with a passion. It's important even for Christians to remember that the Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked, those who love violence, he hates with a passion. It's easy sometimes for Christians to think that violence is the solution. But it says, "On the wicked he will rain fiery coals and burning sulfur. A scorching wind will be their lot, for the Lord is righteous. He loves justice. The upright will see his face." What's very difficult about this passage, and what we ought to contemplate, is that David said, "I do see that the wicked are after me. I do see that the wicked bend their bows against me. I see that. But I will, instead of returning violence for violence, I will not simply turn the other cheek. I will trust in Christ so I can turn the other cheek. Because I will trust that the Lord's character, I will trust that the Lord's plans, and I will trust that the Lord's judgments will bring about the world that I long for. I will trust God." He says in the Psalm 11, even when I can't feel it or sense it, I will trust him because I know who he is and I know where he is. He is on his throne. God, above all else, can be trusted. Think of how many things are asking us for our trust. And David reminds us that it is the Lord who we trust, because he is in heaven and he himself will bring justice. He will right the wrongs. Even if it is not in our lifetime, we can trust in Him in His holy temple, and we will wait on Him. My friends, I hope this week that you can rest in Christ, and I look forward to seeing you possibly online Sunday or in church or somewhere else. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.